What do we have for Scorpio? Eight of Swords in reverse, Gemini energy at the foundation of the reading, Scorpios. Okay, so one of the main downloads that I got for your reading here was that you need to use challenges as a stepping stone to transformation. So don't become defeated when obstacles present themselves on your path. Now, the Eight of Swords, upright or in reverse, is really the perfect card to represent this message. Because in reverse, it's you breaking free of any self-imposed restrictions that may be presenting themselves on your path or that you may be constructing in your own mind. There's an energy of tremendous liberation and freedom that I'm picking up for you, Scorpios, but there seems to be some sort of overwhelming presence that is on your path at current. And this is one of those moments where the saying, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you, is perfect. Because what you're not able to see right now, and hopefully by the time we're done with this reading, you will have the clarity you need, but the universe is actually arranging things for you behind the scenes to up-level you. And the way it happens for Scorpios is by way of having some sort of huge dip or death in a certain area of your life. Now, because you are fixed, Scorpio, you like your routines, you like your comfort. Me being a Scorpio, I know exactly what you mean. But this is exactly why the universe puts you through some of these difficult situations so you break out of that and transform. You know, something I've had to learn as a Scorpio is that becoming too comfortable is just not something that we are afforded, because you are meant to be on the front lines, because you are meant to be breaking down societal norms, and because you are the #1 zodiac sign that spearheads transformation and awakening. It's your wheelhouse. So of course you have to be the perfect role model for just that, transformation. Scorpios can never truly be defeated, because it's within defeat that you have the tendency to conquer. Whenever you get knocked down in a certain area of your life, you hide away for a time. You rebuild yourself, you completely transform, and then when people least expect it, boom, there you are, back out on the scene, and you cannot be touched. Those who once defeated you can no longer compare to what you are bringing to the table. So again, the challenges, the defeats, the obstacles are your opportunity to break through. So whenever those appear on your path, as difficult as this may be, Scorpio, try and get into a mindset of realizing that your new chapter is right on the other side of it. If you can do this, you will win time and time again in your life, and nothing will ever be able to overcome you. All of this is meant to challenge you, is meant for you to unearth some sort of new treasure from the depths of your mind and soul, Scorpio. I feel that right now you are in a season astrologically where you're having a lot of emotional revelations. There's a lot of things beginning to surface, and I'm seeing a calculator, all these numbers in my mind's eye. I feel this is representing your mind. It's like you're calculating all of your struggles. You're calculating these revelations. All of this is prompting you to address some sort of deep-seated issues and to embrace some sort of necessary changes for your own personal growth. What do we have at the sacral, please? The Devil. In reverse, Capricorn energy at the sacral. And the first card out that I got in the collective reading that I just put out was the Devil in reverse right here at the foundation of the reading. So there's definitely this very strong message weaving through the collective right now of breaking free of some sort of spiritual bondage. Eight of Swords in reverse next to Devil in reverse. This is like breaking out of some sort of prison cell in the middle of hell when you didn't even know that you were in a prison cell, let alone that it was even in hell. This is what I'm getting here, Scorpio. But again, it's all happening in spirit. There's an energy where I feel going into the new year, you have figured out a new way to reclaim your power, a new way to detach. Which is interesting to even hear myself say that. A new way to reclaim your power. But what I think this really means, Scorpios, is that some of you may find yourself standing in your power, in an energy of confidence. But like all things Scorpionic, you are not to get comfortable for too long, because there's something so much more for you. I feel that 2025 is going to see Scorpios break down some serious barriers in their life. I feel that you have a lot of plans brewing underneath the surface, Scorpios, but at this point, it's merely about timing, the energy, the astrology. I feel that 2024 has been a year of revising the ways that you have been doing a lot of things. I feel that there's been a lot of ups and downs in the energy, but it's all been preparation for the next season, 2025, of your lives. This devil at the sacral is a very hedonistic, manipulative positioning, and I feel that this is really representing everything that you are breaking free of. Whether it's family dynamics that do not serve your highest good, friend circles, relationships, or your own limiting beliefs. For a lot of you, it's going to be a little bit of all of those things, but I feel for all of you, it's going to be limiting beliefs. Things you tell yourself as a means to get in your own way. Scorpios have something buried deep in your subconscious wiring, a fear of being left behind, a fear of no longer being needed. That's all you want, Scorpio. You just want to be needed. When you're on a spiritual path, that goes from wanting to be needed by other human beings to just wanting to be needed by the universe, by spirit, by God. A Scorpio is nothing but a shell of themselves without true connection to their purpose. You want to feel like you mean something. I mean, who doesn't? But you feel that in a much different way than most other people. It's everything to you. If you can't have that, then what's the point? And I get it. I totally get it, Scorpio. I've been there. And it's something that still sneaks up. Even when you're on path, you're in your purpose, the universe comes up behind you. It's like, Scorpio, you ready for another change? You ready for another transformation? You're like, oh, come on. Can I just relax for a little while? The universe is like, no, Scorpio, we need you. You know how this one was going to go. We told you before you came here. You're one of the leaders. You're on the front line. Most of what a lot of you are doing has such a massive influence and impact on the collective at large that without you, people are just chasing their tails. They don't know what to do. You just have a way of showing up, Scorpio, and your presence alone to get people to fight another day. I only have 2 cards on the table, and what we are looking at is an energy of breaking free of any sort of limiting beliefs that you may be opposing on yourself. Just when you thought that you couldn't go any higher, Scorpio, Spirit has something else planned for you. So prepare yourself, because I am seeing a rocket ship in my mind's eye right now, and nothing is outside of your grasp, Scorpio. If you've been on this path, if you've been putting the work in, if you have been solely committed to becoming the absolute best person that you can be, a dedicated vessel to the divine, then my God, you can't even possibly begin to imagine the heights that you are about to soar. Because this energy here also speaks about launching yourselves off of a rock bottom pit. Perfect example of how the scorpionic energy functions to begin with. You must see the bottom. You must feel that darkness. You must taste the dirt, Scorpio, because it's down in those depths where you launch yourself into the stratosphere, not amongst the stars, but literally becoming the star. What do we have? The solar plexus, please. Ace of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy at the solar plexus. Scorpio, Spirit is trying to communicate with you about some changes that need to be made. These changes that I'm picking up here. And I feel that you are being called to implement either prayer, meditation, and or fasting to receive these downloads that are trying to make their way to you. Now's the perfect time of the year to be upping your practices surrounding meditation and prayer. And I would highly encourage all of you to do a short fast, 24, 48, 72 hours, whatever you can do. This is going to make all of the difference, Scorpios. You need to completely clear out your system and become an absolute clear, empty vessel to be able to receive these downloads that are going to see you through the rest of next year. Essentially, your mission statement is sitting on a desk at Divine Headquarters. But because of the noise, the distractions that we're being bombarded with from every angle, it's just not possible to receive such a lengthy download in a reasonable amount of time. In other words, the divine can only trickle little pieces of it to you. And unless you carve out a dedicated time and space to receive these downloads by way of one of the things that I mentioned, you're going to be sitting around wondering where your instructions are. Scorpios, it's amongst all of the difficulties and obstacles that you face in your life, again, where you gather new ideas, you figure out new ways of doing things. You're a master of transmutation. You can take the darkness, the struggle in your life, and you can turn it into something absolutely phenomenal, something beautiful, something creative that you can serve back to the masses in the form of healing, which has an influence on spiritually evolving other individuals merely by hearing your stories, Scorpio, your wisdom, your knowledge. This is one of these readings where, although I'm only 3 cards in, I feel that a number of you will remember this reading or maybe come across it again this time next year, and you're going to be blown away at how far you have truly come and how true to life this reading, this energy is here that I'm picking up on. I feel that if I was going to summarize the new year for you, Scorpio, it would be that resting is difficult when you have so much to do. And this just speaks about what all of you are heading towards. You're going to find yourselves completely consumed by this new project, this new path, whatever it represents for you. Next year is the year. There's an energy of victory and raw power here. This Ace of Swords is following this Eight of Swords and Devil energy at your root and sacral. It's this very restrictive energy surrounding your creativity, your foundation. See, that's where they get Scorpios. They try to rock their stability and their foundation, completely destabilizing you, so you're not able to stand in your power and charge forward on your path and bring forward the necessary transformation and spiritual wisdom that you are being called to deliver to the rest of the collective. What do we have at the heart? Too many cards. Yeah, I just saw one of those cards that fell out was the High Priestess in reverse. And that really speaks about what I mentioned in regards to the divine trying to get your mission statement to you. But it's like the channel is blocked. What do we have at the heart, please? 5 of Pentacles. Wow. Taurus energy at the heart. There it is. It's like this, the energy here. Look how dark this is, right? No, Scorpio, you'll never pull it off. Just give up. This energy represents a dark cloud that does not belong to you. But given the fact we have the Ace of Swords right there, it's like somebody is trying to cast this into your life. You know, for most of you, this is just going to be some sort of story you tell yourself. That's that limiting belief that creeps up from the depths, always coming for Scorpio, right? Always trying to play on your emotions. But Scorpio, this is a familiar enemy you know all too well. And I can tell you that it gets easier and easier to deal with, which, yes, me just saying that obviously suggests that it's something that we just have to deal with, right? The enemy is always coming for Scorpios because of how threatening your truth is. Your truth can take down entire empires. Your truth makes people want to hide away for the rest of their lives. Your truth brings out the absolute worst in people. Your truth exposes the demons that lurk deep beneath those who come against you. Right before your reading, Scorpio, I was meditating on your energy, and I felt this tremendous, heavy energy sitting on top of me, trying to stop me from doing this reading. I could hear these ramblings in the ethers. They were trying to scramble the messages. I quickly realized that this message had a certain level of importance attached to it. There's no telling how many of you out there are going to hear this and implement something necessary on your path inside the collective that can create domino effects in multiple directions. So of course, they'll come for me, right? The one that needs to deliver the message to you. I just heard for some of you, the days of sadness, the days of being alone, the days of feeling like there's a dark cloud following you are preparing to leave your life. This is not something that you need to feel anymore. It's something that you are preparing to graduate on from with a tremendous amount of wisdom that is going to help elevate you on your path moving forward. I've realized that ever since I've had this channel, which is just over 4 years now, there's different levels to the game. There's a whole new graduating class of Scorpios that are breaking through every year. And then the Scorpios that have already broken through are preparing for their next level up. But these messages can speak to Scorpios on all different parts of the journey. I'm picking up something here about a father or mother wound at the heart position with that Five of Pentacles that a lot of you are... You're starting to address this. You're starting to see how this has impacted your life and how it's kept you from your calling, your North Node, aligning with your path and your mission. But you're going to use this wound as a way to elevate yourself and bring awakening to others. Seven of Cups, Scorpio energy at the throat. In other words, what I'm saying here, Scorpios, is again just reinforcing what I've been saying here. You're taking your struggles and you're turning it into a potent form of healing for others. But with this Five of Pentacles at the heart position, that's exactly what this is. Your true heart's desires coming to life by way of your deepest wounds. You know, a real basic example of what I'm getting here is you start to do some healing work on yourself and say you're a musician. It inspires you to write a beautiful song. Maybe you're a writer and you start to write a book or you write a poem. There's so many different ways this can show up. Or you're an artist and you create a piece of art that just touches individuals. That's what this represents. And then with the Seven of Cups at the throat, it's like there's some sort of illusion, like we've been picking up, that is coming to an end. Some of you have been feeling confused. Some of you have been feeling like you don't know which way to go. You don't know what to do. It's like an energy of having too many choices and you just lock up and you do nothing. This is preparing to be resolved, Scorpios. And I feel that this is being influenced by the astrological transits. Now is a perfect time to be reviewing any sort of plans that you have for yourself in regards to taking the steps necessary towards whatever this is here for you. The Seven of Cups is also reading like you getting your ducks in a row. And it's further highlighting the need for healing at this time, right? Whenever I see the Seven of Cups, it's like the seven chakras to me sometimes, right? Right here. And that all falls under the umbrella, right? Bringing your chakras into balance. It falls under the umbrella of healing. That healing is necessary to be able to receive those downloads, that mission statement, like we've been speaking about here. See, this reading is all about providing you with the necessary tools to get you your blueprint for next year. That's what this is all about. That's the only thing that matters right now. What do we have in the third eye? Unbelievable. Eight of Swords again, but very different Eight of Swords. Look, right? Here you are, bound up, trapped. Now here you are, you're being freed. He's cutting away the binds that tie, right? There's this emphasis here on your sight, your third eye. See how right here? It's like you're blindfolded. Right here, you're covering your eyes. Right here, also blindfolded. And this is right there at the third eye, which is all connected to your intuition. Your vision. You can't see the way forward because of the distraction and noise that is consuming all of us right now. This is why I've been speaking so much about prayer and meditation. I mean, I usually always do, but it's really been coming through strongly in the readings lately. And this is the reason why. You know, Scorpio, I'll share something a little personal with you. But the other night, I was praying, I went to sleep, and then I woke up a little while later. And I opened my eyes and I looked directly above me. It was pitch black in my room, but the entire kingdom of heaven was floating above me in the spirit, right there. And I wasn't surprised at all. It's something that I have encountered many times, but it came after I was asking for something in prayer. I was asking for my orders for next year, and it came to me. I couldn't fall back to sleep. I was completely consumed and just wired with all these new ideas just flooding through. The next day, when I woke up, I started to put everything to paper, and I was able to get a really good grasp of what the path is going to be looking like moving forward through the next year for me. And I say this because I feel that it's exactly the same for all of you. It doesn't matter where you are in your path, if you're just beginning, if you're more advanced. It doesn't matter what you do in your life. You are exactly where you need to be right now. It's all a part of the plan. And the more you feel trapped, the more you feel unseen, the more you know that there's a message of freedom waiting for you, Scorpios. And then right on the bottom of the deck, I have the Eight of Cups, Pisces energy. Okay, so this is speaking about moving on from an old way of doing things, I feel, for you, Scorpios. And see how there's that person back there in red? I feel like that's you. And this is this past version of yourself. There's like a split, a breaking off. And look, it's like you're wearing the red right there, right? Male or female, it doesn't matter. It's like you're being freed and then you're moving on. This can also speak about having emotional attachments to things. Energy of just walking away, not turning back. For some of you, depending on your situation, this could be an energy where you're being called to burn some bridges, which is an interesting message, but I feel that it's serious enough to where it's necessary. What do we have at the crown position, please? Too many cards. What do we have at the crown, please? Unbelievable. There it is. Boom. Eight of Cups. Okay, so when that happens, okay, it puts tremendous impact behind that energy, and it just really doubles down on the message. It's also confirming to us that we're perfectly tapped in to this energy right now. So to summarize this top row, Scorpios, this is an energy of you regaining your power and breaking free of some horrendous spiritual bondage that is not allowing you to move forward on your path as a means to step into your purpose and fulfill your destiny. Leaving an energy behind here is the necessary component to be able to step into the next season of your life. And for those of you that are more advanced on the path, you too are being called to implement the necessary change. Most of you know what it is. And if you don't, you still do. You just might not be ready to admit it to yourself yet. You just need to lean in and look a little closer, is what I just heard. What do we have? The foundation, please, Spirit? Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy at the foundation of the reading. Hagenti. Scorpios, you are, without a doubt, being called here to focus on your path and purpose at this time. Anybody who is stopping you from being able to do that must go, or rather, you must go. And you need to ask yourself, okay, you can apply this to anybody who comes into your life, but ask yourself if having this person in your life increases your chances of achieving your goals, okay? There's no reason why any of you should sit there and say, I don't know. It should be a clear yes, they do increase my chances of achieving my goals, or no. There are no gray areas when it comes to what the divine has willed for your life. A lot of you already understand this. And for the rest of you, you will come to understand this. You're polarized. That's how you exist. That's how you move. There's nothing lukewarm about your energy. And you also don't get down with people that are lukewarm. This really speaks about your commitment and loyalty. They're also emphasizing here the need to base all of your connections, your relationships, your friendships moving forward on your own commitment and loyalty. Is this person going to bring to the table what you do? If they can't, then don't waste your time. And not everybody needs to bring the same energy to the table, but they sure as hell have to bring something useful. You have far too big of a responsibility to allow individuals to suck off your energy and be a parasite in your life. You're done with that cycle. It's in the past. Be selfish. And those who give you a hard time for being that way, well, you know what to do. Surround yourself with people that love you, support you being on your path, that encourage you to be selfish to achieve your goals. Otherwise, walk the path alone until you find like-minded individuals further into the journey. What do we have? The sacral, please? The Empress, Gremory. There's something here, Scorpios. I don't know if this is a family member, an ex of yours, male or female, take it as it fits. But there's this energy here that is trying to hold on to you for dear life. But it feels like it's spiritually. I feel like they've been lurking in the shadows. Okay, and I just heard only because they don't have access to you anymore, but you still feel their energy. This could have something to do with that father or mother wound that I picked up on. It could also, I'm hearing for some of you, it could be a jealous sibling, and it's right underneath that devil in reverse. I'm picking up something here surrounding triggering. Just be aware of this right now. It feels like an energy that is trying to be a little too familiar with you. It's like somebody you don't even know coming out of nowhere, just materializing into your life in some capacity and saying something to you that directly connects to someone you've left behind. Just some seemingly weird coincidence, but what I'm hearing is that it's not a coincidence. I have never said this one before, but I heard they've been tangling their demon straws. And I'm seeing in my mind's eye these two repulsive looking demons sitting in a bar, just gossiping, yapping away. And they're drinking, right? They're drinking out of these straws. They're getting drunk. I feel this saying is just speaking about what I'm seeing. They're speaking evil and wickedness into your life because they're jealous. And they're doing it while they're inebriated. They're tangling their demon straws. Alrighty then. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? 8 of Pentacles. Zagan at the solar plexus. 8, 8, 8. 8. 4 8s on the table. And you are the 8th house of transformation, so I'm not surprised to see all these 8s here, Scorpio. Scorpio, your life purpose and wishes are in alignment. You're doing the right thing, and you're on the pathway of light. I feel you need to know that, Scorpio, because of this incredibly frustrating energy that is trying to mess with your focus. This energy speaks about individuals, let's just say. It can also be this lack mindset, right? Like we picked up earlier on in the reading. That limiting belief. But it's an energy that has come to the conclusion that it will never truly succeed at anything. And with this understanding, it has now made it its life's purpose to drain the ambition and the focus of any sort of light workers who trigger the shadows inside of them and make them feel less than. Now, if this is a limiting belief, this is something you've picked up from an individual who holds these traits. Too many of us pick this up in our childhood. We just carry it with us. We don't even realize it doesn't belong to us. The 11th hour when we're fighting to have a breakthrough in a certain area of our life, that self-doubt just creeps up from the depths of our subconscious mind and it completely consumes us. Boom. We self-sabotage. We fumble the breakthrough. It's time to recognize this for what it is and sever the cords wherever you need to. In regards to this, Scorpios, I want you to repeat to yourself, I am ambitious, and I am the master of transformation, and any obstacles that may come onto my path, I will embrace them and use them for the greatest good of my purpose and my mission here in this life cycle. Not only will this give you a tremendous amount of fuel for your purpose, Scorpios, but it also brings with it a tremendous amount of empathy when you can recognize the broken and fallen souls for what they truly are. And when you can extract the wisdom and knowledge from those situations to create beauty, to transmute to the rest of the collective, you know that this is your best chance of quite possibly triggering an awakening in those fallen souls. In other words, let the divine fight your battles for you, Scorpios. You have far too much to focus on. A lot of you just have way too much to lose now. And if you don't, you're about to. Just speaks about the responsibility that the divine has put in your hands. A lot's expected of you, Scorpios. I mean, when you're in that space, it's not an issue. Sometimes it can be a little overwhelming thinking about it, but it's who you are. You were made for this. What do we have at the heart, please? Too many cards. What do we have at the heart? Wow. Unbelievable. Harass, criticism, Knight of Swords. So we just spoke this card into existence, and it's interesting because there's a similar sort of message that came through in the collective reading. I think we had this card... We had this card come out. I can't remember if it was from this deck or from this deck. They're two separate decks, but they have the same images on them. But either way, this Knight of Swords speaks about those devils that I picked up on, right? It's an energy of, well, criticism, just complete disregard that you were chosen for something in this life cycle. These individuals have just completely lost their minds, lost their ways. It's like they don't care that judgment is all around them. I just heard that they have come to the conclusion that they may just die trying to get you to give up, just completely out of control. And see how this energy, it's like it's sneaky, right? Like it's sneaking up, it's in the shadows. They're trying to hide from you. Ooh, I just heard, but you can always smell a rat. And this isn't literal. This is speaking about what you can sense in the spirit. You know, Scorpios, your intuition is just so strong. You know when there's people speaking badly on your name, you can feel it. You know when there's individuals lurking around in the shadows, so to speak, you can feel it. You can practically hear the negativity that is spoken on your name. It's like spirit allows this as a means to charge you up, as a means to get you to fight harder, as a means to get you to understand truths that quite possibly you would have rather had not known. Oh yes, I know that one. And then we have the sun. Perfect. Leo energy on this side of the card. Restoration of life. We have just come through the darkness here, Scorpios, and now we are under the sun. This being the most high vibrational card in the tarot is a perfect card to get right underneath this Five of Pentacles, smack dab in the middle of the reading. Because here's that dark cloud, that darkness, right? That energy of feeling forgotten or lost, that energy of lack, spiritual poverty, all gone, washed away. And see how the little cherubs, they're pointing, right? Their horns towards that energy, dissolving it from your life. And this is an energy of complete success, an energy of vitality. And it also represents an energy of material stability, Scorpios. You will always have that. So long as you are always a willing vessel for the divine, it's not even a problem. It's not even an issue. You're just provided for. You just have to provide yourself to be the light in your world that the divine needs you to be. No longer just a flickering light in the window. Now, the entire sun. And then right on the bottom of the deck, I have the Tower. Mars, Aries, Scorpio energy. And I love this Tower because look, it's like he's gotten the memo. He's gotten the mission statement, right? It all came through now. This is what this reading has been about. Getting you that. Getting you your orders. What do we have at the throat, please? Oh, perfect. Five of Pentacles again, but I read this differently from this one. It's like you have broken the spiritual bondage. You have broken the curse, right? This is like a curse. Ashaiya, the forbearing God. Patience. Reveals secrets of nature. Spreads knowledge and industry. This is an energy of your hope returning to you now, Scorpios. And it's like you have your wings, right? You're on your path. And it's also right underneath that Seven of Cups, right? So that's that kind of confusing energy. It's also an energy of smoke and mirrors. It's like you're being overloaded with information, which leads to lockup. And I feel that for a lot of you, that can just speak about what's building up inside of you before you break out of this energy. It's like the energy has a way of just bubbling over. What do we have at the third eye, please? Seven of Wands. Perfect. Riel, the expected God. Liberation. Deliverance from enemies, both visible and invisible, right? See, the Seven of Wands here is an energy of you taking a stand, not allowing these energies to make you feel overwhelmed or discouraged, not succumbing to any sort of self-doubt and just giving up, also not thinking that you're somehow disadvantaged, right? All of these things come from this energy. Oh, you can't do that. You don't have what it takes. You're disadvantaged, or, just give up. Are you sure that's what you want to do? All this energy, right? But now here you are breaking free of this. Literally says liberation, and this is an energy of freedom. Both of these energies here represent liberation, being freed from something. What do we have? The Crown to close out the reading for Scorpio? Oh, perfect. Strength, Hakamiya, the raising God, loyalty, delivery from those who seek to oppress brings victory. Okay, Leo energy again. So we have the Sun card and the Strength card, both Leo energy. Some of you could have Leo highly aspected in your birth chart, but there's this tremendous power that I'm picking up here. It's like the culmination of the Lion and the Scorpion coming together and creating this kind of hybrid with this overwhelming power. That's what I'm getting here. And the Strength card is just that, an energy of inner strength. It's an energy of fortitude and courage. The courage to leave behind all which that is not serving you and your highest good or increasing your chances of achieving your goals. So Scorpios, this is a very clear message that Spirit wanted me to deliver to you. And I feel that you now have the tools, you know what you need to do to be able to get the download regarding your mission for the year incoming. So get to it. Spirit is waiting on you. And I feel that there's some very beautiful things that are going to be making their way into your reality in this next season of your life. Scorpio, this is the message that I have available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donation, Scorpios. Take care.